aba manyofu mu a we di fa benkum no we di fa benkum no na we su de nam nifa we sine nyonko betena so amomode amfanye nam kane ensem ho na we su ato asem kro na de amane ne nyonko na ye kyekyerebo ye da so te ho na ye bre ne kane dundum ya yi ni hyebre e wo saa nsem no emu ya wo behwe ohaw na no pemesi bre sese ye pe no enu de debi enti se de amanyofo eni aso ye hwe sikasem so Ministry of Finance e de ye nyam kane ensem fa so ne se do mu kyeremu no aya na aye boachi bidin e kakra ya wanhwe ya ebedu bribi no kane no ebedu ndumpa saa adwunkyere efironyamfo kodwo opukọ ya wono ye energy analyst ya wo chechi ne mesi asese se de wo kan nsem yi sempenifo anhwe no manka bibia amfa ho a ya nyam kane no ye wura 2026 mu no dumso kese pa beyi ne ti e wo Ghana no enya sem keto akora amonyofo isomu a ekọ 2022 yi de emu bejo ebisusu emunyo kane ne bedundum ebisi nunum na ye nsem bebre na eno anonunyafo kodwo opukọ ye energy analyst kyeremu asesi ase biu se sempenifo anhwe antoto niema wo kyere aban enim na hyebebiafo anhyehye niema se ne sese oye no a ene 2026 ye ho be kyere ye pa dumso a yesusu sa besen kro no de nam kwaso ba no ebesene na wo kyeremu a ade ba ko betumi aboa ma daachi nkyerema emeda dumso momom hene mpoto wo mo ene se aban no ne na hyebebiafo ntrase no mpe balibi ya wo no mo betumi ede anyinam kane ho ode kwaso ko be ka se 400 to 500 megawatts no emfa ngu sa bali mfa nsu a obroni reserve a no de asem to ya ne be kwa kofa eno ne betumi aboa papa na sa anyesa ne tete ho se ya ene na kyesa asempa ana beto yen enti asem a ono wo kan ode opa mfa nsen bibi nsu nka ya wo mo ho bra bia na 2026 ne mra dum so ebekom no enya asem keto akora esanse obu nkompo hwe ne chi a wo ho se yini kwan bia ye fa so ede anyinam kane na ho ode ne bisie ya se ye ho kyerɛ a ebetumi akofa de firi ho de kuta ye sape na kyese no ano no ne ye prefoforo e asem a ebe hadwen papa eno ntimpenfo hwe nhyɛ no nso na wo munye bibi mfa se de be ya dum so kese biara emehihie ekwan.
Going into 2022, we no longer have excess capacity. Okay? Because now, when people were talking about excess capacity 4 years ago, we have been growing in our demand. Okay? So the demand has now caught up with the supply. The excess of 400, 500 megawatt is your spinning reserve, which the conversation now, which the government and the parliament need to have, is that how do we pay for the spinning reserve? Because at any point in time in electricity generation, you need to have a spinning reserve, which has to be about 18 to 20% of your total capacity. So now that people are saying that excess capacity, if you do the calculation of the installed capacity and our demand at present, okay, our peak demand, we are no longer in that territory where people are saying that, look, there is huge excess capacity. There isn't. And in 2022, this demand will also grow, and the spinning reserve, which will be left. PULC, my brother Ishmael is at PULC. PULC is to come up with how do we pay for the spinning reserve. As it is now, it is not factored, and it is seen as a wasteful cost, but it is not. Because you cannot run an entire generation system without a spinning reserve. And as it stands now, that amount is not factored into our pricing. The second point that we need to understand is that if we do not resolve this policy immediately, the other PPAs that are supposed to come on in 2023, 2024 cannot come on. And if we are going to do tender, my estimation is that by next year, we should start putting in tender documents to make sure that we put a bid in by 2023. Because it takes 3 years for a plant to go to financial conclusion and be built. So, in a nutshell, the way the politicians and Ministry of Finance is dealing with this thing, if we are not careful, we are going to enter 2026 and we'll back in dumsor.
Enche bia